Good afternoon, Silver Stackers. Wanted to welcome you to the new channel, Full Bore Silver. Here I will be talking metals, mainly silver, technical analysis, tie-in with geopolitical events, world economy, mining, international markets. First, I wanted to congratulate you all on the new all-time high achieved today, 58.84. Futures almost hit 60 an ounce on silver. Unprecedented demand, incredible breakout from this 50-year cup and handle, and 50 years of suppression by big banks, JPM, HSBC, Deutsche Bank, Scotiabank, Bank of America, etc., etc. The people are winning, and international markets are taking over these Western paper markets. You have the rise of the Shanghai Metals Exchange, JPM moving their base of operations there, uprooting 50 major metals traders from their metals desk and their families to move to counter the rise of metals in the Far East. Now, all of this, of course, you may have heard, is coinciding with a major CME outage Sunday night, supposedly an overheating issue in Aurora, Illinois. 12 degrees, Illinois, middle of the winter, a system with backup systems, possibly double, quadruple backup systems right across the street from a major substation. Also coinciding with the rumor that an AP stood for delivery of 400 million physical ounces out of the CME and COMEX, which they possibly could not fulfill, in my eyes couldn't. Now, this is all speculation, of course, but this drives interest and it drives demand, and the era of the paper traded manipulation looks to be coming to a close, which is exciting for us stackers. Now, on top of this, you have decades, of course, of dollar debasement, the printing of money, which only serves to strengthen physical metal currency rather than fiat dollars. It's reached a level over the last 5 years that's become ridiculous. M1 money supply in 2019 was 4 trillion. Today, M1 money supply is 19 trillion. These are dollars printed out of thin air. Now you have the Fed using the repo instrument, infusing 15, 20, 30 billion dollars a week into the economy. The executive said that they're going to do whatever it takes to keep the stock market inflated and surging forward. Well, if you chart borrowing margin versus S&P performance over the last 5 years, they're directly correlated. So the more money they print, the higher the stock market goes. And they want the positive headlines, so they are just going to keep printing, which is fantastic for silver. Not so much for the economic health of America, or people that hold fiat dollars or participate in traditional investment, which is why I urge physical silver as the primary investment vehicle. It is your hedge against dollar debasement, money printing, the reckless behavior of the Federal Reserve, the US government. Now, all of this also is coupled with unprecedented industrial and military demand for silver, as well as energy demand. Now, you have the building of data centers, AI, aerospace, military, 500 ounces per warhead in the Tomahawk missile. What are they doing to counter this? They're not going to use the windmills that don't spin in windy West Texas that become obsolete after a couple of years. There is talk of nuclear power. In fact, 170 new nuclear power plants are either planned or under construction worldwide right now. The problem? They each use 4 million ounces of silver. Right there, that's 680 million ounces of silver. Now, how much silver is mined per year? It's about 830 million ounces per year. Supposedly 200 million ounces or so is reclaimed or recycled from old sources. But global demand now is 1.2 billion and rising. So you already have a shortfall there. So just with the construction of these 170 new nuclear power plants, that's 680 million ounces. You've got even more shortfall. So these are things to consider. Now you've got the military use. These numbers are classified, how much the U.S. military actually uses in silver. The low estimates are 50 million ounces, 40 million ounces. I think it's probably closer to 100 to 150 million ounces. To put it in perspective, during World War II, from 42 to 45, the U.S. military pulled 400 million ounces out of the U.S. Treasury. This is during the Manhattan Project, two-front war. But look at where we are today. How many wars are we involved in? We've got the possible flare-up of Venezuela. We've got military operations throughout the Caribbean now. We have Yemen, Sudan, Somalia, Syria, Gaza, Ukraine, etc., etc. We have 160,000 troops stationed in South Korea and Japan addressing the Taiwan threat. SOCOM has 2,500 soldiers worldwide in 70 countries. All of those military forces use all kinds of support, from Global Hawk and Predator drones to constant monitoring by CENTCOM. All of this stuff, any sort of telecommunications, satellite, aerospace, drone, it all uses silver. So it plays well for us silver stackers, but not for the production. Now, some say that we can just mine more silver. Best case scenario to get a brand new mine up and running is 7 years, but that's kind of unrealistic. It's usually 2 to 6 years for exploration. You have equipment, permitting. If you look at the Navidad mine in Argentina, it's 20 years and they are still not up and running. The Cordero mine in Mexico, it's the largest, quickest ore mine supposedly to come online in years and years, and that's at 10 years. So it's not like they can just go out and mine more silver to fill these shortfalls. And the demand is only increasing. So looking at silver pricing in general, of course, we're all excited with these new highs, but there really are two markets. There's the Western paper traded market, which has been suppressed forever. And then there is the burgeoning Eastern physical market. Shanghai Metals Exchange is becoming more and more of a player. China is using monstrous amounts of silver. India demand is off the charts. South Korea, et cetera, et cetera. Now, if you adjust the real silver price to US CPI, the price per ounce is $207. If you adjust it to M2 money supply, it's $668 an ounce. Now, if you adjust silver to real inflation, it's $1,700 an ounce. Now, these aren't necessarily targets or predictions. I'm giving you some sort of perspective on where silver would be were it not completely manipulated for the past 5 decades and it was more correlated to demand and market. So it seems like the banksters who have kept this thing down for so long are losing control because it has become an international market, and it is not 1980 when they could bust the Hunt brothers with raising margin calls on them and borrowing requirements. They can't do that with foreign governments. So I just wanted to pay homage to Texas Silver, Aaron over at Texas Silver. He's a fantastic resource for everything silver and a great listen. Also Jeremiah Babe, charismatic, succinct. The frequency of great information to come out of him is fantastic. I also follow Capital Cosm and Francis Hunt, Market Sniper, of course, Andy Scheckman. all the big guys, but what I try to do is aggregate information, make it succinct so you can understand, zoom out so you can see the macro view, but most importantly, stack physical silver. Do not get caught up in putting all of your wealth into this overinflated stock market or crazy cryptocurrency dreams. God only knows who created it. I know who created silver and gold, the earth, God. It's been used as currency. Silver, they found silver coinage in archaeological sites in Bulgaria dating back to 5500 BC. Gold, 6500 BC, Sumeria. Bitcoin supposedly created in 2008, and you learn more about the origin story. Intelligence-linked cryptographers, a British cryptographer, Adam Black, now supposedly funding by Jeffrey Epstein, involvement with the MIT Media Lab. I don't want to put my wealth into that. I want physical currency that is proven, tried and true for millennia. Thanks for tuning in. Please listen to this channel, like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.